Okay, this video here is going to be about how to transfer your music from file to file. What I mean by that is basically, say for instance, you have a hard drive like this, okay? And then you have the USB. So we're gonna be able to transfer music off of here to here. So let's do it. First we're gonna pull up the folder down here, the little icon folder. Let's zoom in so you can see it. You know what I mean? That a little file, and then it's the little basic stand that the folder goes in that holds it up, So old school, but here we go. We're gonna press on it. Okay. This little icon here, basically when you press on it, it drops the image off the screen back down to here. Okay? So let's try it. We're gonna press on it. It's gonna disappear off the screen. Let's blow it up first. Actually, this will minimize it and it blows it up full screen. Okay? See the full screen? Let's zoom off of it. Okay, see the full screen? All right. So let's zoom back into this corner again. Now, this icon here, you press on it, it throws it back down to the bottom and it eliminates it off the screen. See? So this line down here lets you know that it's still active. It's just hidden out of the way. So if we click on it, see this it right here. So let's click on it. Now we got it visual so we can see it again. Okay? So, and then the X deletes it. Gets it out of the way permanently. It closes it. It closes the file, basically. Okay? But we don't want to close it. This icon here is going to be the main focus of this video. Okay? This is going to be an important button right here. Okay? So, first thing we want to do is basically insert the hard drive in here in the port. Let's see. Goes on one of them now. There we go. When it's installed, it should make a little chime, and then a couple of seconds later, it should pop up about what's on here. Okay. So I'm gonna close this file. I want to show you something. See these folders here that I have on here? I leave a couple of folders on here for this particular reason. So if I open up a folder here by clicking on here, let's go back. Let's close that out so you can see. If I click on this folder here, okay, it's just gonna show me what's all inside the folder, which is good, but basically I wanna look for my thumb drive right here, my USB. I want to look for it over here. So basically, if you put your thumb drive in it didn't pop up. Usually it would. It'll pop up and show you. Okay. You can also find it over here in this section here. So let's scroll down and we should run into USB, which is USB D. Let's click on it. Okay. See? That's all the stuff that's in here. Okay. Same thing over here. Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna minimize, and if you scroll, see how, look at the arrow? If you scroll down, the arrow changes form, and then you can drag, make the screen bigger. Then you can go over here to this corner, and then you can close it horizontally. So that's what we want to do. We want to minimize it out of the way like this, okay? Now, let's plug your hard drive in. And like I said, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna make a little noise. We're gonna listen for the noise, and then it should pop up on the screen. So let's listen when I plug it in. We heard that? Okay, let's give it a second. See it? It just popped up. So remember, we can go to the edge of this, or we don't wanna, we just wanna go close to the edge with an arrow, and then we're gonna left click, and then we're gonna drag it like this by holding the left down, and then we're gonna drag it. So you won't see my hand move, but you'll know what I'm doing. I'm dragging it over to the side out of the way. So, look. Okay. So now, we got 2 windows open. Okay? Now, one is my hard drive, which is the Seagate. Okay? The other one is the USB, which is there. Okay? So let's recap. I put this USB in, this screen came up. I minimized it by clicking on the big square in the middle, and the screen kind of shrunk. And then I went to the side, see the arrow had changed, and I kind of closed it in and moved it over to the point where it's this size. And then I went to the top and I drug it down. Now I have 2 nice squares of both hard drives, okay? Now I can drag music from this one, anything that's on here, like 3rd Bass, Tupac. So if I click on Tupac and I create a new file folder over here, say for instance, this was blank. You wouldn't see any of these folders. This would be a fresh hard drive. You wouldn't see anything on here. Only thing you probably see is the USB and maybe other things, but none of this. Okay, but I'm gonna show you how to create a new folder. So let's blow this up a little bit to the full screen, okay? Okay. So I usually go up here and let's click on that. See how this said new folder? So let's click on that. And then all of a sudden, the new folder appeared. Let's zoom in. See? New folder. So if I double click on here, let's zoom out. So if I double click on here, I'm gonna double click. This is what's gonna happen. Now, see? I can go back by hitting the backspace and clear this, and I can say Tupac. Okay, let's type in Tupac. T-P-A-C. Okay, and I'm gonna hit enter. Okay. All right. So let's shrink this back to where we had it. So we're gonna go all the way up to the top, and we're gonna hit this. Boom. Now we back down here. Okay. Now let's go over here. Let's go right here, because these are the folders. So we got the USB, because I made the new folder for Tupac. So we're gonna click on that. It's nothing in there. See, this folder is empty because we just made it and we titled it Tupac. Okay, so we're gonna go over here and find Tupac right here. See how it kind of like highlighted in blue? Let's come off of it. See how it went back to white? See, as we go, it turns a shade of blue to let you know that you're on this particular folder. Okay? Now, I'm gonna show you what I'm be doing with my hands. You won't see my hands when I'm doing it, but I'm finna show you. We're gonna hold this button, the left. So you have left and you have a right. You might hear somebody say, let's do a right click or left click. Left click, right click. Left click, right click. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hold the left button down, and then I'm gonna drag my hand over. See, when I drag my hand over, see how I can move stuff? See? Let's see. Let's go. Let me show you. Let's do it like that. See? But we don't want to move that folder. We want to put that folder right back where we had it. Okay, hold on. Let's stop that. Okay. So now we're gonna drag the Tupac. Let's go back to this arrow. Put it back in this regular form. Like I said, this folder is empty. Okay. We're gonna open this a little wider. Okay. All you do have to do to open it a little wider, just drag to the edge until you see the arrow change, and then you left click, hold down the button on the left hand side, and you drag. Okay. You open it up. Okay. So, same thing. We're gonna left click, hold the button down. Hold on, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so you can actually see. Okay. I'm gonna hold the button down, and then I'm gonna go to Tupac, and then I'm gonna drag that folder out of there all the way. And it's important that when you're dragging, you do not take your hand off the left button, because when you take your hand, that's where it's going to drop, wherever you take your hand off. So we're going to continue dragging. See, I still have my finger on this button right here, and then I'm still dragging. So I can take my hand off this, but as long as I don't take my finger off that, I still have control of that file. So if I put my hand back down on the pad, I can still continue to move this, okay? But we're gonna drag it, and then we're gonna put it right in that folder. Let's put it right in there, see? Or you can just drop it over the letters where it said this folder is empty. But once you let your finger off this button, it drops in there. Okay. It's not gonna take that Tupac, because this USB is full to capacity. And then when that happens, you'll see it say there's not enough space on the USB drive. You need to add additional 1.72 gigabytes to copy these files, okay? But we don't have 1.72 left on this, so it's not gonna take it, okay? But that's how you transfer your music from your hard drive to your USB. I hope this video was helpful. Please subscribe, and I appreciate you. Talk to you later.